Hello, strong people. Week 9, day 1 of OSG Mid-Atlantic Regional Prep. Now we're getting serious. Mostly comp style runs, mostly comp style training for the next 3 weeks, and then a deload. So, 2 weeks really, then kind of a back down week, and then a deload. So, today, press day as usual for day 1 of the week. It's going to be outside, so that's a little annoying. But it is what it is. I just don't have the space to do it all in here yet. You know, if I wanted to, I probably could, looking around. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of stupid, too. Yeah, I don't know. No, not going to happen. I had second thoughts there for a minute. So anyway, I got the concrete pad out there. Garage not up yet, of course. But that's where I'm going to do my run, out there. So at least I'll have a stable surface to press on. I'm still looking into the sky, which I think is difficult. I'm going to put on some sunglasses. But what it is today is log for 2 reps, dumbbell for 2 reps, axle clean and press away, like 5 to 7 reps. There was a slight, not really miscommunication, just kind of a kind of a brain fart type of thing. I messaged my coach a little bit ago and I was like, do I need to clean both both the log and the dumbbell twice? Or can I just clean and press away those reps? And he's like, that one's kind of up to you, but I want the axle cleaned every rep. And I was like, you want what? I was like, why am I doing that? And then I messaged him. He didn't reply for a few minutes, and I was like, I don't agree with that. Doesn't sound right. Because competitions press away on axle. So I'm like, why would I clean it? It's just, if you're kind of newer to the sport and you had a coach and you just did it, you'd be messed up, sort of. So, me doing this for a little while now, I knew enough that like, hey, that's not right. That doesn't make sense. So I caught it, and he was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. Do not clean every rep. Don't do that. Clean and press away. So I'm like, oh, thank God. Because I was not about to do, 2 cleans on log, 2 cleans on dumbbell, 5 cleans on axle. So, dodged one there. But that's the plan. I don't know what the weights are exactly. It's slightly below comp weight, I think. Maybe 10% below. I don't know. Probably 10%. I think it's like 290, 205, 325, I think, something like that. So hopefully it goes right. I don't know what else I have after that. And what I really need is another set of crash pads for stuff like this. There was a set for sale down in Pittsburgh, not too far from me, probably an hour or so. I knew I should have picked those up. Oh well. I probably will pick up a set, depending on what the, depending on how this show goes, I guess, so. Alright. I don't really have a whole lot else to say, other than I'm just ready to get into pressing mode. I gotta go get out those big turf things again and set those up for my log, so. And warm up. I haven't done that yet. I threw my sleeves on and started talking to you guys, so. I'll check in with you, probably after the presses, so. Hope they go well. Alright. You might be thinking, wait, I thought you were pressing. Where's the pressing? And I haven't got there yet. So, if you're unfamiliar with strongman, in powerlifting, when you have to, do your weights, they're probably right next to you. On the squat rack or on a weight tree. Oh God. And you have like one bar, You don't need to set up like bench and squat at the same time or all 3 or whatever. Unless you're doing like a weird just challenge for fun where you do like all 3 back to back to back. So far I have carried, I got my crash, this is all just for 2 sets. I got my crash pad over there, crash pads. I have an old tire with a rubber mat on it. Originally I grabbed the turf pads from down there. Turf pads, it's just turf rolled up, and I sat that down. I was going to use one of those for my log, which I ended up not doing. So I ended up carrying over a 220-pound sandbag, and that is now my crash pad for the log. So I got to be careful there. And then carried over my axle, carried over the circus dumbbell, carried over the log. I also went into our little wood shop / shed, and I grabbed an extra mat to set the dumbbell on. So if I tap and go, I tap the rubber mat rather than my concrete. So for my concrete's sake and for the dumbbell's sake, mostly for the dumbbell's sake, honestly. So I've had to find a box cutter to slice up the mat to where it was one really long strip, so I cut it in half, and now it's probably a little 2x2 square, 2.5 by 2.5, just big enough for me to stand on, and it's really just about the same size as the dumbbell lengthwise. So, I haven't even warmed up yet. That was a legit warm up. But my body temp is warm. I'm sweating, so now I'm going to actually do some pressing. Warm up my legs, warm up my upper back, warm up my glutes, and then we'll actually go press. So the next video you see will be me pressing, hopefully. Well, I am morally defeated after that. That was terrible. Uh, it's just, I really don't know how people press outside. It blows my mind because I cannot figure it out. Like, now there's kind of an upside to it, I suppose. The weight just isn't heavy, but I cannot get off my toes. I feel like I'm just leaned so far forward on everything. And I don't quite know why, but my balance is off. I can feel, like, no matter what I do, I do not feel sturdy. It's just, it isn't there. I've noticed after like 2 sets, I felt, well, 2 attempted sets, I just felt drained. Legs go just nothing. There's nothing there. Pressing that circus dumbbell outside, it just feels like a death wish, honestly. I don't get it. I don't know how people focus on it. Even with my sunglasses, I just cannot figure it out. That one set I kind of started to figure out, but it's just not really. It's just bad. And I can feel every set's frying me more than it would if I was doing it inside. Like, because it's working all those little stabilizing muscles, you know, I understand that stabilizing muscles aren't like really a thing, but just whatever you want to call it, I don't really care. I can tell that it's just wearing me down, trying to stabilize the weight rather than pressing it. And it's just not something that I notice inside. Stabilizing has not really been an issue inside, ever. Sometimes during a show, you know, a little bit of nerves or whatever. Like at regionals, I definitely couldn't stabilize that log. So that makes me a little bit nervous considering my final couple pressing sessions for regionals had to be outside because I was doing them back and forth axle log. So here's what I am going to try to do next week. I may not really have an option next week, but Monday, let's go back for a second. So the weights that I was hitting, they're slightly below comp weight, slightly. Like 5 pounds 10 pounds on the log, 15 on the circus dumbbell, and 15-ish on the axle. The weight's not the problem. I can do those weights no problem. But that's stabilizing. It's just annihilating me. It makes me so mad. Now I don't know if my coach is just like saying this to say it or what, but it, you know, woke me up a little bit. I told him, I was like, this pressing stuff outside, I cannot figure it out. He's like, well, you better get used to it because World's Strongest Man is outside. And I was just like, oh, okay. Hold on now. Unfortunately, my next 2 sets still suck, so it didn't really help that much. But it definitely motivates you a little bit when your coach says something like that. I don't believe that I'm, anywhere really that close at all. Like, not even remotely close. But it's a cool thing to think about, of course. It's the top of the goal list for, I think most somewhat delusional strongmen. I don't know. That's besides the point. The strength is 100% there. To not get it because of stabilizing, not being able to stabilize, it's frustrating, but it's part of the game. Sometimes you show up and you don't know if you're outside or you're inside, and it's just something you got to deal with. I don't think I've ever actually had a pressing event outside. I've been outside under a tarp or under a canopy or whatever, but that's not the same. You're not looking into the sky. So next week, what I was about to say is the garage is scheduled to go in a week from today. A week from today is my full-on competition pressing session. And basically, I just hope they get the garage done, honestly, because I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do. I don't know how long they'll be here working that day. I really don't know anything. I'm just being told it's installed that day. So whether it's a one-day thing, whatever, I don't know. But my plan is to do it in the garage if I'm able to. Or even just on the concrete again. I don't know. Because doing it outside, it's just, if I was going to do it outside, I would have done it the whole prep. You know, obviously it's not always the case, rain or whatever, but now here's the good thing, I think. If you were to consistently train outside and you got good at it, I don't think you'd ever have a problem stabilizing the weight. Because I've never been challenged the way that I'm challenged out there pressing outside. I've never felt that unstable under any weight ever. So to the people that are good at that, like the World's Strongest Man guys, I understand seeing a lot of them struggle out there with it, but not everybody. It blows my mind. I don't get it, honestly. It's one of those things that I feel like that would take me a full training cycle to even be half decent at, because it's just that difficult to me. And I didn't even really, I took it into consideration today, knowing I had to go outside to press, but I had sunglasses. I was like, I'll just, throw on sunglasses, do my thing. I've done this before. I was overconfident, which, seeing the weights, yeah, no problem. But these conditions, they got me. They really did. I'm going to try and make excuses. It's hard, and I'm not good enough at that yet. I'm not good enough at pressing outside. So I don't even know what to say. That's frustrating, especially starting the last block of prep to pretty much just blow a whole session like that. At least that's what it felt like. It's not a good start to the last 3 weeks. So next week, I got to do everything in my power to make that session happen how it's supposed to happen, how I know I can make it happen. Also, setting up that stuff and taking it down is a nightmare. I don't even know how long it took me. 2 hours, probably. That's how it is, though. That's still not nearly as bad as when I used to have to load up 1,000 pounds of plates, a yoke, farmers, and then go take them to my local park a few minutes away. Borrow my dad's truck, load everything in it, go to the park, unload everything, train my events there, load it all back up, and then carry it all back inside to the gym. That's how it was, though. It's what you got to do sometimes. Not gonna lie, I'll be happy when I don't have to do that anymore. So hopefully everything goes smoothly with this garage, and I just have a place to actually do all this stuff. Because I know it's a little bit tiring to move all that stuff around like that, because, the log is 150 pounds, circus 125, axle 68, but then you're loading it to 325, so you got to carry, 200 and some pounds of plates there. You got to carry another 100 and some pound to the log. You got to carry the sandbag out. It's just a nightmare. I've complained now for like 9 minutes straight. I think that's enough. So I think I recorded one other set of whatever they're called, press outs. So you would have seen them already, I guess. I'm going to put those before this in the video because I'm closing it out here. Rest day tomorrow. Deadlift day Wednesday. Press day Thursday, secondary press day. Event day Saturday. Yep. This is how it goes sometimes, so not every session is sunshine and rainbows. Especially not today. A lot of sunshine, no rainbows, and no balance either, so trying to think of a win for today, honestly, but not really much of one out there. Good news is a 205-pound circus is pretty routine now. Outside, not so much, but we'll count that as a win. So, until next time, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.